Welcome to the Buzz. It's playoff time and we don't want to leave you in the dark. So we're flipping the switch because it's about to go down. Let's get it started here. Battle Creek, what did you do last week? You just told everybody in the state that you were the Class C2 favorite. For the Braves, it starts with Nate Gray. Gray is one of the best running backs in the state. He ran for 154 yards. Quarterback Zach Beller gave them a couple bonus touchdowns on option keepers. The Braves rolled to a 41-3 win over previously unbeaten Lutheran High Northeast, sending the message that the Braves are ready to pretend that it's 1990 all over again. Well, it's the 80s and 90s period all over again when Battle Creek was the powerhouse of Nebraska high school football. Sorry, I had to put my floaties on because the playoff brackets this year are flooded with teams from Northeast Nebraska. Not only did we find Nemo, hi Nemo, Ellen DeGeneres did a great job in that movie. We also found 34 Northeast Nebraska teams that are going to be contending for state championships starting this Thursday. I'm going to run those teams down really quickly for you, but I have to look at paper. Loganview, Wayne, Pierce, Norfolk Catholic, Valentine, Crofton, West Holt, Battle Creek, Tacoma, Herman, Ponca, Oakland, Craig, Hartington Cedar Catholic, Lutheran High Northeast, Neely Oakdale, Randolph, Hartington, Emerson Hubbard, Bloomfield, Creighton, Guardian Angel, Central Catholic. I got to flip the page. Clarkson Lee, Howells-Dodge, Clearwater Orchard at Overton, North Central, Chambers Wheeler Central, Niobrara Verdigris, Stewart, Lyons, Decatur Northeast, Bancroft, Rosalie, Humphrey, St. Francis, Scribner, Snyder, Wausau, and why not? Why not start with Class D2? Class D2, like much of the other classes, has no clear-cut favorite. The only thing I can tell you is that Falls City Sacred Heart appears to be the shark. See how we did that? They appear to be the shark right now. Nobody has played with Falls City Sacred Heart in the defense of the rest of the state. The best team they've played is 5-3. That's why I think Why Not could easily come out of the East bracket and possibly have a rematch with Stewart coming out of the West bracket in the state championship game. Stewart, of course, led by Alex Coombs, the do-everything quarterback. They have a Mason Dexter, a Micah Decter, a Mitchell Dvorak. Your name starts with M in Stewart, you probably play football. Why Not has Jackson Sudbeck throwing passes, a core of receivers that is more talented than the Smurfs are when it comes to running away from Gargamel. And that's why I think Why Not and Stewart could be playing for the Class D2 title. Look at that, I magically have my papers back in my hands. Actually, it's not magic. I was jellyfishing with SpongeBob and Patrick, and I caught these. Surprisingly, they're not even wet. What else is not going to be wet is the playing surfaces Thursday night. This rain that's happening through the early week should be done, which means in Class D1, Howells-Dodge and Clarkson Lee, who played just last week, will be playing on a dry field again this week. Let me tell you this about Clarkson Lee. The Patriots come in with a 5-3 record. They're going to be overlooked. They do have a chance against Howells-Dodge. Howells-Dodge, very talented. Jesse Faltis, Ben Keene. They're about the most dynamic 1-2 punch you can have in the backfield in the state. If Clarkson Lee were to surprise Howells-Dodge, I wouldn't be surprised if Clarkson Lee surprised everybody and made it to the state championship game. But I do think Howells-Dodge wins that game. I think that sets up Howells-Dodge and Creighton coming out of the East bracket in the semifinal, and I think the winner of that, in all honesty, is your state champion. Right now I like Creighton. I want to move on to Lutheran High Northeast quickly. Lutheran High is going to be playing without the services of starting running back Nick Stoles throughout the playoffs. Stoles tore his ACL. He's done for the year. But Lutheran High Northeast will figure it out. Obviously, they're going to struggle in their first game out, and when it happens to be a team as talented as Battle Creek, it makes it look a lot worse than it is. And I see Lutheran High meeting Battle Creek for the state championship game in Lincoln at Memorial Stadium. Moving on to Class C1. C1 is an amazing class because C1 rhymes with he run. And he run very fast when he get the ball. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Jackson Love of Norfolk Catholic. Love is the best running back in Class C1. I don't care what you say, he is. The problem with Love being the best running back in Class C1 is that we might not get to see him in Lincoln because the West bracket is absolutely loaded. In addition to Norfolk Catholic, you have Albion, Boone Central, Newman Grove, probably the favorite in Class C1, and for good reason. They've beaten everybody they've played, including Norfolk Catholic and Pierce. Pierce would be among those other contenders. They have to travel actually to Ogallala. That's 314 miles off the top of my head. Who drives 314 miles for a football game? Pierce. They like football in Pierce. That being said, I really like Boone Central Newman Grove to come out of the West bracket. We'll talk about all that and more next week. We'll also talk about what's going to happen in round 2. And we're going to talk about why when you go to O'Neill on a Tuesday afternoon with your telephone in your pocket and you're looking for a man from Wayne who was once in the ditch in his car eating taco sauce, the truth is he was actually Roadrunner. Until then, I'm Tom Beamer for The Buzz. Meep, meep.